Good morning, Planet Internet. Hopefully, this isn't too jiggly. Got a new setup here, and don't know if it's bouncing around a lot or not. Could be a little bit noisy, but it is definitely a live James Festini production as I drive out to my destination, my latest listing. And I want to talk to you today about the myth, the holiday myth. Oh, wow, that's going to be real jiggly. I don't know how I'm going to control that bounce. Anyhow, ignore the vibrations. That to me is annoying to you. Well, you're probably just gonna watch the content. So today I want to talk about the holiday myth and what that means. I started this business in 1993. In case you don't know who I am, I'm James Festini, Southern California real estate agent, and since 1993 I have sold over 1,000 properties myself, single agent. My wife is also my assistant slash partner. So if you want to count that towards my single agent status, feel free to do so. But I believe every agent should have at least someone backing them up, running some numbers, et cetera, et cetera. Anyhow, in 1993 to 1996, 7, 8, I used to think as soon as Thanksgiving started kicking in, I would say, you know what, it's over. Like the year's over. You know, we're no longer going to get any more business. Like I can just take the brakes, pump the brakes. I no longer need to try to get listings because there's probably none to be had. When the reality is that couldn't be farther from the truth. I find that the last 4 months of the year are my most productive. I don't know why. I can't explain it, but I definitely have more success, which is really the opposite of most real estate agents. To be honest, to be transparent, which is the opposite of most real estate agents. Most real estate agents think their year's over right around the holidays, and it's true. For the most part, you guys are done. Oh my God. I can't seem to get a break here with my mount. Come on, baby. Open up and close. There we go. Lock it in. Very soft hand on that closure. Anyhow, the expectation is that you're no longer going to get any more listings, no more sales, that it's going to be over, and that you can just pump the brakes. But that's not true. That is not true. I historically have like 15 to 20% of my business happens in the tail end of the year, which maybe more. In November, I picked up 4 listings and put 2 in escrow. In December, I anticipate picking up another 4 and putting another 2 or 3 into escrow. Why? How? What is this all about? Why is this? Because serious buyers are back in the marketplace. Right after Thanksgiving, they're like, okay, let's dispel this myth, right? That's what this is all about. The holidays, you're gonna start getting the objection from Mr. and Mrs. client or potential client that says, not right now, but maybe after the holidays. So what do you do with that kind of objection? Let's observe. The holidays are what? The holidays are Thanksgiving, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, New Year's Eve, which really isn't even a day, right? It's the night, and New Year's Day. 5 days. And I'm not very well versed on Judaism, but I think there's probably 7 days or so mixed in there, but I'm not sure how taboo it is. And the minority of people that we'll transact with that use that excuse may or may not even apply to most people, right? I mean, I don't know. So we're dealing really technically with 5 days, and then and so you need to treat these holidays more like a Sunday, which, let's say Sunday. In December, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 more Sundays. Today is Sunday. So we got 6 Sundays and 5 days. Take away that Thanksgiving. Now we got 4 days plus 4 Sundays. We technically already lost 8 to 10 days of a 20-day month if you're going to work through the week. Here's the beautiful thing about this year. Christmas Eve is on a Tuesday, it lands on a Wednesday. Do you really need time off? Do you really, like, did you do so well during the course of the year that you're taking the time off now? You can relax? Or do you feel like you could push one more? Everything we're doing now, for example, let's look at the biggest New Year's resolution of the year is to lose weight. So what do we do the month of December and November? We eat whatever the hell we want. We pretty much lay off. I don't know I say we, but I mean me. We lay off of the exercise. We lay off of eating right. We eat like crap, knowing New Year's Eve, man. This is the year, man. By next summer, I'm gonna have a 6-pack. I'm getting rid of this keg. It's turning into a 6-pack. And you start thinking, I can eat like hell now because I'm really gonna kick it in. This is the year 2020, and I'm gonna, say that 2020 is gonna be all about vision, all about clarity. No alcohol, no drugs, no red meat, work out every day, right? Maybe even kick the caffeine. When I say drugs, caffeine. Some of you are into the, smoky. I would hope that's pretty much the limitations of your drug use in this industry because everything else is illegal. But you're going to kick all of your bad habits to the curb and have focus and clarity. Antidepressants, all that crap, man. I got a buddy of mine who keeps telling me, hey, James, for those demons you keep battling, you should try Wellbutrin. I'm like, I don't want to be on anything. Like, for me, I believe that over the last, 2 million years of our existence, we haven't really needed anything. And now what is it that's making us need these things? It's because we're not listening to our bodies, right? We're not listening to our fight or flight. We're not listening. We're bored. We're complacent. We're content. And has that led you to this holiday myth? Have you believed now that you no longer are going to get any business? Is that a thing? Are you buying into that? It's not true. If you don't feel like calling or door knocking or outbound solicitation today, you've got less than 7 days to put out your Christmas card, your holiday card. My recommendation is season's greetings, right? You don't say happy holidays because you'll offend some people. You don't say Merry Christmas because you'll offend some people. Don't have any tree or ball, but you can have snow in the background, right? Season's greetings. You can do a snowman. No one is offended by snowmen. But today is the day you can put out those things. These are the holiday myths that I'm trying to dispel, is that you can still work. You don't have to take time off, right? Black Friday, you went shopping, it's over. Thanksgiving, you took the day off. The next day, you took the day off. It's over. It's over. And in the minds of a buyer, of a consumer, it's over. Are we going to let that take us down? Are we going to stop prospecting? Now, I'm going to put in a good 2 more weeks of prospecting. Probably 3 solid weeks. And what I'm going out with this, knowing that the holidays is a perception in the consumer's minds for the most part. Us as marketers, as salespeople, we don't give up. There are things we can still do during this holiday season. One of the most valuable things you can do right now is sharpen your sword. Sharpen that axe. I would strongly recommend that you start looking into content creation, to production, right? Polish your knowledge of Instagram and Facebook. Take on the challenge in December to put out a video every day. Just go live, boom. Suck in December, right? Make this month the opportunity for you to suck at the content. Learn applications like Canva and Ripple and Google Maps and your CRM. Get in there and massage your database. You see, usually the last week of the holiday is really the only week I take off. Like Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. But I don't personally, I mean, I'm telling you to take off from the real estate hustle, but it doesn't mean I stop with you guys. I've got a lot to do. I have coming up the battle action plan. The battle action plan, geez, man, just ignore the shaking camera. I'm on the worst freeway. The battle action plan is for those individuals who are like they want to polish their content. They want to polish their approach. And so what I'll do is I'll put together a 4-part course, a 4-week course. And I've done it for, gosh, maybe 10, 12 years, maybe 10 years. And what I'll do is I'll show you exactly what it is I'm doing to prepare for the next year. And in years past, that included me building my calendar. These are the things we can do to overcome that myth of the holiday. Work on your calendar, work on your application. So what I would do is I would custom create from scratch a calendar with all the squares in PowerPoint. And I would move around birthdays and stuff. And I would literally make 12, let me backtrack. I would take 8.5 by 11 sheets of paper. And each 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper would be a month. And in that month, I would add each event that is coming with the little icons. I would put that in there. I would create all of the marketing campaigns. I would lay out a calendar and drip campaigns. You can lay out your drip campaigns for emails, right? Get to know the functionality within Mojo. I keep telling people Mojo is not just a dialer. It is a fantastic CRM. In my opinion, the best CRM. There were many years where I was using Top Producer and Mojo and Follow Up Boss until Mojo implemented pieces of it. Mojo does mailers, Mojo does calls, Mojo does emails. And you can do text, right? You can physically text. So there's a lot of moving parts inside of Mojo. Get in there and watch all the videos this holiday. From end to end, watch all the boring videos on Mojo. And get to know it. And start thinking like a marketer when you're watching these videos. Watch my videos. Look into the applications for your cell phone. Do you know how to use, for example, Clips? That's an app that me personally, I'm going to start using more, called Clips for the iPhone. Clips is a slick application where you do video and it does text. It like bounces, it automatically dictates, because the majority of videos that are out there, when you're scrolling through the feed, people would prefer to watch it in silence because, they're in a noisy place, but they'll scroll through the feed in silence. Maybe they're watching TV, right? They're watching TV with their family. But if they see your video scroll up and there's closed captioning in that video, they'll watch it, they'll slow down. Are you learning Clips? Are you learning apps like Pixaloop? Pixaloop is a very, very cool app. It takes a photograph and you can paint your finger across the sky and make the clouds move a little bit and makes a GIF. Do you know GIFs or GIFs, however you pronounce it? Do you know how to make those? Are you making your memes? There's so many things you can do to debunk the holiday myth that you're not going to be able to produce business, because you're going to be working towards your marketing campaigns. You're going to be working towards your success. You can prepare. That's why I call it the battle action plan. You need to be clear. You don't want to be coming in the first. As Josh is saying, he couldn't use Pixaloop. Yeah, it's not for every picture, but if you have a fountain in the backyard of one of your listings, do that. If you have a swimming pool in one of your listings, put it through Pixaloop, and all of a sudden the water kind of sparkles. Do you know those things? Have you taken a couple of courses on your MLS, right? So many things you can do. Spend an hour or two. That's why I recommend you guys become a member of the Festini Mafia, the daily videos, right? Become a member of the Festini Mafia so that Monday through Friday you log in and you learn something. There's a few videos, and I keep thinking about some of the content inside there is a game changer. I will never, like, off the top of my head, I've got a Google Maps hack that will blow your mind, and you'll be like, wow, right? I'm not going to share that stuff. I share it for people because I don't want my competition to have. It's not that I'm holding on to it to be selfish. Oh, he's not giving it all. I don't want my competition, because I know some of them watch it. I don't want my competition having it because a lot of the things I do is a one and done. The digital mayor program, for example, I will never release that to the public because I don't want my competition knowing exactly what I'm doing to create that digital mayor campaign. And mark my words, my friends, that is a game changer in your industry. You got to think about your brand this holiday season, this season. You got to start thinking about your brand and what it means. What is the only thing we have control over from now until the future? It's our brand. Becoming a better self-promoter, becoming better at promoting yourself so that you have better exposure for your product. I had somebody come into one of my Facebook pages and comment that I'm a great self-promoter. And I thought to myself, is that an insult? You see, because like Justin Timberlake or The Rock is a great self-promoter, right? Will Smith is a great self-promoter because he's out there creating content on Instagram and YouTube and all, those places, Facebook. They promote themselves, but why do they promote themselves? Because they want ego? No, it's because they sell tickets to movies. The studios understand, and they've understood that the more people they get to know, like, and trust them, even though they're, movie stars, they sell tickets. I wouldn't be surprised if in The Rock's contract, Dwayne The Rock Johnson puts out a ton of content. Will Smith puts out a ton of content. Jack Black, I think, he's got a YouTube channel. All of these Hollywood people are starting to recognize that their brand sells tickets. So the more their brand becomes it, the studios like it. You don't think that if I had 10 million followers that I couldn't sell my screenplay to anybody? Not just anybody, but they would look at that. People look at that. That's why, starting with Michael Jackson back in the 80s, Pepsi Cola recognized this guy's popular. Put a can of Coke in his hands or put a can of Pepsi in his hands, we're golden. And then they, lit him on fire, and that screwed him up. But when you see the ability for these brands, these people, so when I saw that lady say he's a great self-promoter, I thought that's okay, because the more people who know me, the more people I can tell about my product. So it's a script and dialogue that you will have with your potential customer working on your brand. Mr. and Mrs. Seller, I work a lot on my personal brand because the more people that get to know me, people get, oh, I always see your signs everywhere, but I don't see you promoting listings. It's like, no, that's not true at all. If they say he's a great self-promoter, or he's got an ego, or everything I see, I always see your face everywhere. If they ever accuse you of that, it's like, yes. Why do you think Michael Jackson, got a call from Pepsi in the 80s to promote their brand? Why do you think that, these brands are so popular when you put a face to it? Coca-Cola with Santa Claus, right? They didn't need Santa Claus, they were already Coke. But once they partner with a big face like Santa, more people start recognizing it, right? So there's an angle on you being able to work this holiday season to build your personal brand, work on your theme, work on your colors, work on your website. Get in there and start putting together pieces of marketing that will carry you a little bit faster through the launch of the new year. Because come January 1st, we've got a pile. Hopefully, you have a pile. Hopefully, you've been listening. Maybe you've been watching me for long enough. You probably should have a very large database. How many of you have been watching me for over a year? Like, how many of you can say, I've been watching Festini for over a year? Some of you will say, me, and you'll be proud of it. You'll be like, I've been watching. I'm OG. I'm old school. I'm one of the original watchers. To which I'll say, okay, how many of you guys have been applying the lessons? That's a tough one because you've been watching me for a very long time. But how many of you can go into a database right now inside of your CRM, click on the section that says source, the location where you acquired this data, this lead, this inquiry, and indicate it with door knocker cold call. And if some of you go, yeah, me. And then have some of you say 100, 200, 300. How many is that number? How many leads have you clogged your database with that come January 1st, you're going to go in and put some liquid Drano in that thing and you're going to be like, who? Hey, right? Hi, it's James Century. Hi, this is Agent with Company. Happy New Year. And I just got one quick question. Are you still planning on selling your home in 2020? Get them to say yes or no. No. All right, no problem. I'll continue to send you information. We'll keep in touch and then just push them out to the future, right? 3 months. No, not right now. Or maybe not right now, right? Thank you very much. Maybe not right now, maybe later. Okay, great. Now you know who exists, who's going to stay there, right? Maybe even make a little indicator, right? Maybe make a little status or a little flag. If you're using Mojo, you can create as many groups as you can, even though you don't have to like have exclusively groups. I've got groups inside of Mojo that are 2 or 3 different statuses, right? It's warm, I've slammed them, presentation done, Christmas card. Like you can tag them. And so I'm using groups because everybody goes into a group, right? Hot, warm, cold. But above and beyond putting them into a group, you also have to flag them with specific keywords or like, hey, whoa, this is so because when you're calling these people, there's tons of notes, right? You have all these notes. Talk to them, not right now. Talk to them, not right now. But you want to know something above and beyond, like you can do in Mojo, you can put priority note, but are you going to at a glance say priority note? But if you put them into a group, everybody is in a hot, warm, cold, but they have a secondary group flagged. Christmas card. This week, you should be going through, or you should have been, I said it like a month ago, as you're dialing through and as you're scrolling through, you should have flagged people, put a little group in there. They're warm with a Christmas card. Did you slam them? Yeah, they're warm. I slammed them with a Christmas card. Now let's create a group called 2020, right? Let's create a group called 2020, right? Maybe even create maybe this is the good thing about you guys watching me is that I'm always thinking about this and my methods are a moving target. Like I'm always, maybe I should try this. Maybe I should try that. So I'm thinking maybe I should do this. Maybe I should put in spring, summer, fall for 2020, right? 2020 2020, summer, spring, fall, whatever. I'm thinking out loud. And as these statuses are released, as these flags or groups are flagged or tagged, you can say to yourself, okay, this guy's, I called him in the new year. You can put a status, if you put in there right now, 2020. That will be an indicator to you that when you roll back and call that individual, that you know that you called them in January and asked them this question. January, February, asked them this specific question. Hey, my name is Agent with Company, or hey, it's Agent with Company, right? If they know you. I was just reaching out. Just one quick, serious question. Do you have plans to sell your home in 2020? Yes. Now, will that be, let me backtrack it. This is my script. Ideally, when would you like to see, think about this. You say this to them. Think about this, Mr. Seller. Ideally, you can say, think before you answer this question. Especially if you know them, you ask them that question to think about it. Think about the answer. Just blurt it out. I want you to think about this. We want to get people to think for a second. We don't want just these knee-jerk responses with warm people. We want to have them think, hey, Mr. Johnson, just keeping in touch. Oh, hey, James, how's it going? Hey, think about this before you answer this question. Ideally, when would you like to see a moving truck in your driveway? Meaning all your stuff's packed, you're going to go. Ideally, when would you like to see a moving truck in your driveway? That is the most powerful script I've ever come up with. And if you ever hear that, if you've ever heard that script, that's mine, man. I've never heard it, but I definitely have used it. And so I say, that's a James Festini. The best closing. That is hands down, the best closing tie down in the history of tie downs. Because people, when you say, when do you want to move? They're like, move. It's so far away. It's so vague. It's no, but when you say, ideally, when do you want to see a moving truck in your driveway? That's real. That's like Red Bull and pizza. All my family's here moving. There's tape and boxes. The place is a mess. We are in escrow. We are leaving. We have a deadline. We can narrow down that deadline. That is such a powerful question because it makes them think. Ideally, when would you like to see a moving truck in your driveway? They're like, wow. I mean, that in many cases blows people away. They're like, wow, I never really thought about that. Well, yeah, I mean, escrow's done, everything's negotiated, So ideally, when do you want to see a moving truck in your driveway? Like, probably like by, March, right? If they say by April, May, June, I don't know, probably by the end of summer. Okay, great. Well, the reason I asked this, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, is because it takes like 60, 90 days to sell. So if you're telling me you want to see a moving truck, the 4th of July weekend, then that means you want to have a sale probably May or June, give or take a day or two, right? Yeah, that's good. Okay, yeah, great. We'll keep in touch. Have a nice day. Well, thank you for watching. Hopefully you guys benefited from this. I have arrived at my open house. Thank you very much for watching. If you guys, seriously, I mean, this little quick dialogue here, this is the stuff you get inside of the Festini Mafia. Like, these are the topics that I talk about. The Festini Mafia or Festini University program is $50 a month. And you log in and you watch a video just like this, maybe 5 minutes. Go in, log in the morning, watch it, and get out. And you consume nuggets. Some of them are like, oh, that's cool. And some of them are like, oh, whoa, rewind. But it's all stuff I never really talk about. But all of these right here, all of these little tidbits, they'd be peppered through the day. So Monday, you'll get a motivational, right? You get started with your brief. Tuesday, you'll get technology like Pixaloop or Ripple. I've mentioned some apps in there, but I'll go in there and be like, here's what I'm doing with it, right? Wednesday is marketing. I throw you out some marketing. I'm telling you about your Christmas cards. Now's what you do, right? Here's your Christmas cards. And that nugget of saying, don't say Christmas, don't say holiday. You say seasons. Make sure that you don't have like a tree or a ball or a present, but in fact, it's just like a snowy background, right? A seasonal, right? That was something that would be in that marketing section. And then Thursday, you'd have Thursday would be sellers, where I talked to you about sellers. Sellers, I nailed you with the most incredible script tie down ever. Ideally, when would you like to see a moving truck in your driveway? And then Friday, buyers, of course. Buyers. Did I say something about buyers? The sellers are buyers. It all ties in, right? It would have been much better if I tied in like an example of the buyers. Well, yeah, marketing photos, producing marketing photos, creating the brand. And of course, exposing yourself. The more you expose yourself to the public, the more you can expose yourself to potential buyers. And again, exposing your brand would probably tie into marketing and branding for buyers to recognize you as the most trusted brand in the industry. Full circle, my friends. Thank you for joining me. It's always a pleasure. Now off to the open house. Have a great day. Back to work.